let's move on to some yay or nay film news subjects, and start it off with reports indicating that the producers of James Bond are searching for the next man to don the iconic tuxedo. But with an eye to the future of the franchise, word is that Barbara Broccoli wants a younger Bond, someone in their 30s, to inherit the mantle. Art, yay or nay, you like the idea of a Bond that might look like somebody we went to high school with?
I worry on who it might be. I don't mind it being young. I understand that. I think the Broccoli family have done a really good job of like really protecting the IP and making sure that they're able to get longevity out of whoever they pick. But Zach, don't you think it would be cool to have some one-offs? I think it would be really cool to see an Old Man Logan type of James Bond, someone who's retired, a different James Bond that, you know, people wouldn't like in a third movie because they've been invested in it, but you could do a single type of story with. You could do a different type of medium that doesn't have to be movies. Now that MGM has been bought by Prime, I'm curious to see what are they going to switch up? What else can they do that's new that they're going to be able to incorporate? I don't mind the Bond being older. I don't mind the Bond being young. I don't want the Bond to be Tom Holland. No. I will go on a campaign.
Yeah, for sure.
For it to not be Tom Holland. Do you have a way you're leading? Because I feel like it may end up being someone who none of us are even guessing.
Well, that's the thing, is like, so I don't mind the idea of a young Bond, although I don't want to be stuck with one James Bond for the next like 20 years, which seems like maybe their goal in casting somebody who can age into the part a little bit and won't be like Daniel Craig just like looking for the exit after 2 movies already. But, you know, the news that was dropped recently came with the tidbit that they'd apparently been looking at Outlander's Sam Heughan, who's 42, and they felt like he's maybe too old for that part. But looking at a guy of like Sam Heughan's profile, he's not exactly the type of movie star who we might think of when we think of like our ideal James Bond. Like maybe we can do a little bit of fan casting and say like the type of person we'd like in the role, but chances are it's going to end up as somebody we've either never heard of or has just been like a bit part in some movies that we've seen, you know? Yeah. So let me throw out some names to you and see what you'd like. A lot of people have really trumpeted the idea of Henry Cavill being it, although he's already 39, so that feels like he might be out of the range.
He looks it.
Yeah. Honestly, my favorite idea is casting Riz Ahmed. I think that would like be a really interesting, bold direction.
He's clean.
Also 39 years old, so that maybe is
young,
pushing the age limit. He does look very young. Henry Golding has been floated. He's only 35 years old.
Henry Golding is a lot like Henry Cavill, or the Henrys. I think they're both, they have a really nice like demeanor and stature to them. I don't know how deep acting-wise a James Bond movie even needs you to be. Right. They would be pretty cool. How old is Golding?
They both have the look for it.
Yes. How old is Gold? Oh, hold on, you have it here. Actually, I didn't even see that.
Golding's 35.
That's fairly young.
It's okay.
Okay.
Yeah. All right, probably the most like interesting, though I don't think he would go anywhere near it, Daniel Kaluuya, maybe for a Bond villain.
A Bond villain he'd have some fun with. I see, the thing is, it's so... That's why I say Henry Golding and what's his name? The other Henry. Because at that point, you know that they could bring that suave consistency. They don't really have to worry about anything else. I don't want Daniel Kaluuya restricted. I'd rather see him as a villain. Or somebody else on the team.
What about a Dev Patel? Are you a fan of that idea?
I like Dev. I don't know if
I like him as James Bond.
Yeah, I don't know if I see him as James Bond.
Same. This is probably, I feel like, maybe my most realistic idea. How about Jack O'Connell, only 32 years old?
Yeah, it makes sense.
That would make a lot of sense.
It makes sense.
Yeah. Aaron Taylor Johnson doesn't feel like the right demeanor, but he's a good actor.
I would like to see an Aaron Taylor Johnson when I think he did a pretty good... He did a decent enough accent, but that's the thing, too. You have to remember, to a lot of people, it needs to be a Brit.
He is a Brit.
Aaron Taylor Johnson's a Brit?
Yeah, the kick-ass accent is his accent. Like his fake accent.
Well, he's a good actor, bro. Okay, we gotta get him on. I like Aaron Taylor Johnson.
All right, he's 32. A couple other 32-year-olds that I thought might be interesting. Nicholas Holt and Taryn Edgerton, although Edgerton's already Kingsman, so...
I like them both, but again, I feel like they're so recognizable that I don't want them to get bogged down. I want to see these guys do a bunch of extra stuff, you know?
Yeah. And then on the younger end, John Boyega's 30, Will Poulter's 29. I don't know if either is quite right for the part.
Yeah, Will Poulter's a villain. And John Boyega, I don't know if he's be willing to do another franchise.
That too, yeah. And then I also put Tom Holland here, although 26, hopefully that rules him out.
Tell me. You really?
I put him because I feel like he's a name that comes up, not because he's somebody I want to see.
Yeah, I'm asking you. Do you want to go see Tom Holland?
Absolutely not.
In one season?
He's got enough franchises
enough
already. And that's like, he still looks like a boy. Even in Uncharted, he looks like a boy.
Forget the look. It's how he acts, bro.
Yeah.
I don't want to see him like racing his voice. No. Is whiskey not stirred, please? Not shaken. I don't want to see that. I don't want that. It's like having Mark Wahlberg be James Bond. No. I'm good. I'm straight.
Yeah. We got in the chat some votes for Henry Golding, some people seeing Kaluuya as a potential Bond villain. Julietta thinking Jack O'Connell's maybe a bit too boring.
It makes sense, but it's very basic. Poulter is definitely a villain too, yes.